Hello, guys. Welcome to Rezo Edge VFX. I'm your host, John O'Hary. So, today we're going to be doing a little bit of an advanced modeling in Blender. So, last time we did a little bit of a basic introduction to Blender by modeling a plastic bottle. So, today we're going to be modeling something a little bit different and all to just get you acquainted with the environment. And we're going to be modeling a mobile phone, a smartphone, and we'll be using the iPhone as our reference today. All right, so let's get to it immediately. All right, guys, we are in Blender, and I'm still using Blender 4.1.1. If you're using any older or new one, any newer version of Blender, it should still work perfectly. There shouldn't be much changes. So we're going to be going into an advanced modeling class today. So from my last class, you notice we did a basic modeling where we modeled a plastic bottle. So right now we're going to be doing something a little bit, advanced to model. We're going to be modeling a smartphone, okay? A smartphone, and we're going to be using an iPhone for that case study. All right, so if you're a Blender user or if you've heard anything about the Blender community, once you start, you see a default cube. We usually press X and delete the default cube. For no reason, do not ask me why we do that. I just started doing that with the other guys, and we're all doing that in Blender now. So we'll see how I did back though. So the first thing you do is you go to File and you go to sorry, that's something else. So you go to Add and you go to what, if you have been following me, you know you have to go to Image and you have to add reference, right? But you don't do that until you press 1. So you are in the right view. We're supposed to be in the front orthographic mode, the front orthographic view, okay, by pressing 1 on the one that is on the right side of your keyboard, not the one on the top of your keyboard. Okay, so we do that and we press Add. We'll go to Image and we'll go to Reference, and we'll go ahead and look for the iPhone reference. You can click on this to see the pictures in your desktop, and you press on this and I load the iPhone reference. This is the iPhone reference I'm trying to model. So this model is not going to be like the other one where you get to trace around, but just we're going to be modeling by just looking at the phone. We should know what we're doing. That is why this is an advanced class, okay? A little advanced than the other one, okay? So first and foremost, I told you before you model, you have to ask yourself very crucial question. Something like this: what is the closest shape that you have to use to model this? What shape is so close to this? So when you press Add, you go to Mesh, you see different shapes. So which shape do you start with that is closest to this? And if you ask me, I'll say it's a compressed cube. All right, a cube that is flattened, a flattened cube. So you have to go to Add, go to Mesh, go to Cube. All right, that's how we use Cube, and you raise it up, bring it up here. And so we're going to be looking at this. We'll model the front first, then we'll go to the back and model the back, okay? All right, so you, like I said, is a flattened cube. So these boxes here are where you get to scale things. The blue stands for the Z-axis, the green stands for the Y-axis, and the red stands for the X-axis. These are the color coding. You can see them here: X, Y, and Z. So these boxes are here to scale things on the axis. All right, that is because I selected this. I told you guys about all these different selections, right? So I like to use this, to control my things all together. So I'll click on this to scale this on the X-axis because it's a flattened cube. All right, that's what phones are. Then you press this to scale it on the X-axis. Sorry, the other one's on the Y-axis, on the X-axis. Okay, so you make it a little bit, something close to this, not too much. Then make it a little bit on the Z-axis as well, because apparently it's a little longer, taller than the other phones. So yeah, so it's looking like that. So you make it a little bit wide, just because you can. All right, so first thing you do is that. Now the next thing you do is you have to try to smoothen out these the edges. Okay, so you have to form this curved edge, but before you can form this curved edge, you have to make these things a little bit, give you more geometry to play with. Okay, so what do you do to give you more geometry to play with so that it can smoothen out more properly and look more, give you more informations to model? If you want to get more informations to model, more geometries, click on this modifiers, go to add modifier, go to generate, and go to subdivision surface. Okay, press subdivision surface and it crumbles like this because we don't have much geometries. So remember, for you to edit your mesh, you have to press tab, go to edit, and you see this. So it has only very few geometries, or face here, a face here, a face here, and a face down here. That's why it's all crumbled up. It needs more faces. So how do you add more faces? You press Ctrl R. All right, adds a loop cut. It's called a loop cut. It appears here. Just click once to make it real. Okay, the other one was just appearance, so make it real by clicking once. Then you drag it up a little bit up, but don't attach it to this. All right, just bring it a little bit here. All right, same thing here. Click on R again, bring it down here a little bit. Fantastic. Now let me teach you guys another principle you need to know. When you're modeling something that is symmetrical like this, this phone, everything happening on the top here looks exactly like everything happening here. There's no difference with the top and the bottom. All right, you don't have to model the top and later come back and start modeling the bottom. Okay, that will be a waste of time. What we'll do is we have to cut this cube into half and mirror this top to come here. So whatever we're doing here will be happening here automatically. All right, remember, you have to work smart, not hard, guys. So how do you do that? You add another loop cut by pressing Ctrl R. All right, press once, press twice, and you change to the face select mode. Press 1 to go back to your front orthographic mode, and please make sure you go to the wireframe mode. Click here to switch to wireframe. Wireframe means you can see through it. Okay, so you can press B on your keyboard to go to box select and press and drag. Okay, so you've selected everything. Now this is what happens. Let's go back and try it again. Alt A to deselect. We'll go back to this. Now if you do not go to wireframe mode and you press B and box select, you only select here, but if you look here, you haven't selected here. So if you are doing things around, you might be messing up some things. Okay, so that's why you need to press go to wireframe, B, then select everything. All right, so everything is selected, and that's beautiful. So you can now go ahead and press X and delete the faces. Okay, don't delete vertices or edges, faces. All right, if you delete vertices, to drag the other things and go with it. All right, just faces, and it cuts it up perfectly. So you can go ahead and go to add modifier. When you want to add some extra things to your model, go to modifier to do that. So then go to generate. So go to mirror and generate. All right, so you're trying to generate something, so that's why you go to generate and go to mirror, and now you press it and there's actually nothing happening. That is because, first of all, take your mirror up. Let your mirror always be at the first before the subdivision. Okay, so click here. It has to be on this side of the screen. Click this thing here and drag it up. All right, first. Now why you're not seeing anything is because currently it's mirroring on the x-axis. Okay, now if you notice, x-axis is here, is here. X-axis is here, right? It's not where we want. It's the wrong axis, so we disable it. We want it to mirror at the z-axis down here, so you press Z and that's why it appears here, right? Then please always press here as well, so that it's equally, you can see the loops very well. If there's something like this, if there's a gap here, you need to fill it up. Okay, let there not be gap here. So for that to happen, you need to click on clipping to clip these two edges so it doesn't separate. Now this is what happens when you don't clip it. When you press A, selecting everything, A selects everything, press Z, go up, you see it separates. If you go down, it starts to intersect and it will mess up your whole geometry. Okay, and so therefore you press clipping holds everything. So if you drag it up, it now it doesn't go more than this. Okay, if you bring it down, it doesn't go much. Okay, it still intersects, but it holds up itself. So you hold it, make sure everything is intersected, is holding up well, then you can let's go. All right, because it's clipped. Okay, good. And now the next thing we need to do is we need to make these areas, these edges, to be smooth. Okay, to be very smooth, and to be curved. So how do you make that curved? Let's go ahead and first of all go out of tab. Let's tab and press object. So we need to fix this blocky thing here. We go to object, go to shade smooth, and it's smooth. Okay, then press tab again, go back to edit, and let's go ahead and fix these edges. So it's like that. So how do we do that? We first of all press Ctrl R, add another loop cut here. All right, the more geometry you have, the better, but let's not be too much. Bring it a little bit close here, stop it, add on that loop cut, bring it a little bit close here, stop it. All right, then we are going to go ahead and bring these edges down a little by just first of all, before we do that, add more loop cuts here so that this phone will have, you know, flat edges like this. Right now is somehow curved here, which is not what we're looking for. So you press Ctrl R, add the loop cuts here, take it backwards a little, don't ever join them together. Take another loop cut here, bring it forward a little, and we're good. We're good. Then now we are going to select, hold shift, press press this. Please make sure you deselect, don't select this. All right, just select this first so that this goes off. Then hold shift, select these edges. All right, select these edges, these line edges. Well, select the ones under too as well by holding shift. Always hold shift to select multiple. Then select multiple by holding shift while you are selecting. Please deselect that. Good. So these two edges are good, so you just have to pull it down a little bit. All right, you see, pull it down a little bit and it's a bit curved. All right, good, but it's not exactly like this. How do we fix it? We have to press Control okay, no, we just have to press alternate and click on this, then drag it a little bit here. Otherwise, no, don't worry, press escape to go out of there. Press Alt R again, Alt R, add a loop cut here. Just one loop cut is enough. All right, and you can see it's getting a little bit better, right? Press Ctrl R here, add a loop cut here, and it's looking good now, right? It's looking much more like it. Okay, fantastic. Now next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a screen. We need a screen of the phone, so we go ahead and we'll add click here to change to faces, and we're going to select all these faces. Okay, all these faces from here, select all of them by holding shift. Hold shift to select multiple. All right, good. Select them, but don't select these ones here. Then all you do is you press E to extrude, S to scale. All right, then move your mouse a little bit inside, a little bit. All right, so you can form the edges of the screen. Then you can stop here, click off, click once to stop the scaling. Now you can see you have formed these black edges here, right? Which is these areas. You have made it like this. Okay, now to have a demarcation, like if you press tab now and go out, you see that the screen is just based on your imagination, but you just want to create a demarcation that shows that there's a screen here, not just one plain surface. Press tab, go back to edit. While these things are selected, press E to extrude and hold shift and move your mouse to the right a little bit. All right, stop, click once to go out of the extruding. Press E again to extrude, hold shift, move your mouse a little bit out again, then click to cancel the extruding. Fantastic. Now when you press tab, go back to objects, you have created a sharp edge here because you extruded 1 and 2. Okay, so a sharp edge is here to show that there's actually demarcation there. That's how you do that. Now enough of the faces. Let's go back. Let's work on the first of all, press Ctrl S to save. All right, so that your Blender doesn't crash. I did this before and it crashed. So you will select this. I will move this forward. All right, and yeah, move this forward. Yeah, move it forward so we can do the cameras. Okay, now for the camera is at the right side, at the left side. So click, we want to bring this cursor here by clicking here once. All right, bring the cursor there. If you click and it doesn't work, maybe you have to left click instead of right click, because you just have to either right click or left click to bring it up there. Okay, either way it comes there. Now you have to create the camera. How do you create this back camera? The shape that looks closer to this is what is still a compressed cube. Okay, a compressed cube, that's what I would use, or you just use a plane, but I just want to use a compressed cube. So press add, mesh, a cube. All right, press S for scale, then bring it down and scale it down. All right, then you can press S again and press X, sorry, press Y to scale it on the Y axis. All right, S and Y to scale it on the Y axis, bring it down so it's flattened now to how you want it. All right, then bring it out a little. Then you can now press S again to scale it a little bit bigger. You know, the iPhone has a funny way of doing that. So position it where you want it to be, and yeah. So it's looking close. So what you do is follow the same process. You go to subdivision surface by adding modifier, generate something which is a subdivision. It crumbles, press tab, press edit, and you add loop cut by pressing Ctrl R. Add a loop cut to the top. All right, little here and that loop cuts here. Ctrl R, add another one here. Okay, then you add another one here, bring it closer here. All right, add another one here, bring it closer there. All right, good. So this is looking good. So what you do is you could add on that loop cuts here. All right, just one there is fine. All right, so that it's not really, it doesn't have to be as flat. It does not really as flat as this. Here is not as flat as here. Okay, all right, so well, you know what, press Ctrl Z to remove that loop cuts. We don't need it. All right, so we need this to be a little bit curved like the other guys, right? So what we'll do is we are going to click this, the other side too, click this, okay, and we'll click here and here as well, and we'll click here and here as well. So we'll now press we can scale on the z-axis, scale it down on the z-axis. That would bring two of them together a little bit and try to make it look like they are, you know, curving towards themselves. Okay, that's how you do that. All right, good. So that's how you do that. So I can add on that loop cuts here, bring it a little bit here, add another one here, Ctrl R, bring it a little bit here. Okay, so that's that. Now you need to create these lenses. Okay, simpler way to create it, but before we finish that, let's make these places not be blocked. Press tab, go to object again, go to shade smooth. All right, fantastic. Okay, then go to, you know what, go to edit, add those loop cuts there. Now I feel like we need it. We need these edges to be a bit sharp. All right, come here again, add on that loop cut, take it in a little so that this is a bit sharp. Okay, and press tab, go object. I'm still compress it in the x-axis as well because I think these lenses are a bit flatter here, so bring it in. Good. Then to get these lenses, you need a circle, a shape that we need is a circle. Okay, to attach it to the body here, because you can see the demarcation means that this is attached here. All right, there's a separation. So you'd press Ctrl A. Oh no, just let's follow the long cut. Go to add, go to mesh, go to let's go to cylinder. All right, just the same way we did the bottle. Let's go to cylinder. All right, it becomes very big. You scroll out and press S, scale it down by pressing S. Then you rotate it on the x-axis. Okay, by pressing R for rotate, then select the axis you want, which is X. All right, then you are rotating like this, but don't do it manually, you won't get it very well. So do 90 degrees, 90, type 90. So RX 90 will take it to 90 degrees. Then click once to take it out, and now go ahead and flatten it. All right, but remember we need to work on this. Okay, we need to work on this. We'll press tab, go into edit mode. We need some geometries here. This is too flat like I told you, so go to face, select, press here, and Press E, S, scale it in a little bit, just a little bit. Press E again, S, scale it in just a little bit again. All right. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so that will make your lens, that should form your lens. And if you want to give it an extra detail, you can go to, it's already in face select mode, you can go ahead and come to this area, hold alternate, select one of these lines. Okay, no, sorry, select one of these lines. Good. Then press E to extrude. E, move your mouse a little bit, just a little bit. Good. And it stops there. Take it back, press this and take it back a little, and still press E again and move your mouse a little bit out again. Good. Then that's all. That gives us details. Okay. You can now press this again, and just for the sake of giving this more geometry, press E, scale in. Don't ever leave your center like this, because it will give you difficulties in texturing. Okay, press E again, press S to scale, E, S, scale, E, S, scale, E, S, scale. All right, then you can leave it like this. Okay, fantastic. So you can go ahead and equally add subdivision, add subdivision surface, press it once. Okay, because their geometry is here doesn't crumble, but the back actually does. So you press Ctrl R, add a loop cut to the back. Just one loop cut is fine. All right, it's fine. Okay, add on that one here. All right, add on that one, move it to the front. Just something simple like that. Good. So we have the lens. Press tab, object, and go to object again, shade smooth. All right, now it's a matter of you positioning it where you want it. Take it back. Okay, now before we go ahead, and because in the next class we are going to be texturing these things, okay, we can't do that here because of time. Before you go ahead and duplicate it, go ahead and add, duplicate it to be 3, because there are 3 cameras here. Okay, if you press Shift D to duplicate, it will duplicate. But if you go ahead and add texture here before you actually have duplicated, after you have duplicated it, you're going to equally have to add those textures here, add it here, and add any amount you have done. So that would be stressful. Okay, so press Ctrl Z. So if you are sure that anything you are doing must remain the same size, you're not editing anything separate when you are duplicating, these lenses must be the same, then just press alternate D, Alt D. Okay, move your pointer around, you see you have duplicated. Good. So press escape to go back to the origin, then just move it aside to go where you want it to go. Okay, so what happens is that whenever any changes you make to this will affect this. If you texture this once, it affects this at the same time, because it's an instance of the other one. All right, good. So whatever if you want to change anything, if you press edit mode and press edit, look at this. If I press this and press this, you see it starts to affect the other one. So that's what I mean. So they are connected together, but not in object mode. I can scale it up in object mode and nothing happens to the other guy. Okay, so that's how you make such things happen. So you just position it here, press alternate D again, press escape after pressing those things, then move it to where you want it again, and just there is fine. All right, so you have your camera, and you can do the same thing but for this flash, we don't need to model it again. It's almost the same shape, just take it and make it smaller, but you don't want them to be the same thing, so you press Shift and D to duplicate it. All right, but they are not connected anymore because it's Shift and D, not alternate D. Take it up, press S, scale it down a little, and just put it where you want it. Okay, put it where you want it. All right, just a little bit there. Okay, all right, so for these black spots, we'll fix that during texturing. Okay, all right, so this is basically the iPhone, and we need to add the power button. I think it should be at the right here. All right, click on this again, take it here, we'll add the power button, and we are done. I don't want this tutorial to be that long. So how do we add it? This is just a simple shape. So click on here, press add, go to mesh, go to cube. Okay, it's big. Press S to scale. All right, scale it down, then press this place to scale it on the Z axis, something like that. Just one simple button. All right, then bring it out here a little bit, and just to make it curved as well, add generate, go to subdivision surface, and it's like that. Press tab to edit, add the loop cut here, click one, take it up a little. You see that modeling is fun, right? Press Ctrl R, add another loop cut, take it down a little. Okay, then just add loop cuts again here, bring it down here, bring it close here, take another loop cut here, bring it here. All right, and at this point we go ahead and click here and click there. Go ahead and click here and click here by holding shift, then scale it down on the Z axis to make them closer to each other. Something like that is fine. So we'll press tab, objects, go to object again, shade smooth, then roll it in a little bit. Okay, that is good. Press tab, press tab and press Ctrl R, add the final loop cut here to make it a little bit sharp at the edge. All right, press tab, Ctrl R, add another loop cut here, take it a little bit in, then tab, objects, and we're done. We are done. So we have this here, and we can just call this the iPhone. For this other parts of the, oh sorry, I think this belongs to the other side of the screen, so just take it in and move it here. Okay, so just take it and move it here. Press okay to rotate it properly, because I mean rotated. So press arrow, press Z to hold it on the Z axis, then rotate it 180 degrees. Okay, that rotates it, and you just put it there. Then for this other ones is by just pressing Shift D to duplicate, Shift D to duplicate, drag it across, and put it here. I don't know how the buttons are. One, okay, just make it a little short, Shift D again, take it up, the second button, and yeah, the third button is a bit shorter, so Shift D again, take it up and make that a little bit more shorter. All right, so you guys have your iPhone. Okay, so this is it, guys. Well done for staying to the end of the tutorial. I hope you learned a lot of things. This is your iPhone, and yeah, so next class we're going to be texturing. We're going to go into texturing. We'll texture the phone so it looks realistic like an iPhone. All right, make sure you come back to the channel. Okay, within the week we'll be posting the next videos. Every week we'll upload new videos, so make sure you subscribe, stay around, look at the channel every time and learn. If you have any questions, go to the comment section, drop it. I'll visit your questions and I will respond appropriately. If possible, I'll make videos on your questions to clarify you. Okay, all right, thank you very much, guys, and nice connecting with Razor Edge VFX. I'm your host, John O'Hary, and I'm signing out right now.